Hey guys, TCGLover here. Just a late night video for me, probably not too late for you, probably middle of the evening if you're from America. Just doing a quick card review of Royal Prison, which is going to be number 79 in Order of Chaos, the last card before last in the set. Yeah. Okay, well, the reason why I'm reviewing this card is because, well, actually I'm going to explain everything about it and then I'll go over why I like this card. Okay, well, firstly, Royal Prison, if you can look at the artwork here, you can see like there's two like guys in armor, like guards, and they're guarding over a jail with people in it. That obviously is a reference to royal oppression, because of the way that the cross of the weapons to show. I think they have that in the royal oppression as well. I can't remember. I'm not gonna get the artwork out. Anyway, what it does is, while this card is face up, so it's a continuous, like oppression, neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyard. So this card puts a blanket over the puts a kind of blanket over the game field, saying you know, that you can't special summon from the grave. So what does this card actually hit in competitive aspect? Okay, well, it hits Dark World pretty hard. Actually screws them over really, really bad. So if you run 3 of these, you pretty much win. It's like the best side against Dark Worlds almost. I mean, obviously they can hit it with Grapha before, you know, but if they don't and they hit your monster instead, because if you bring out a big monster, you can basically use that as bait for the Grapha, and then Royal Prison screws them over. So yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, well, what other things? Plants, fuck them up pretty well. What this card doesn't hit too well is Insectors, because they equip everything from the graveyard to each monster, so they don't actually special summon from the graveyard too much. I mean, obviously Monster Reborn is a card that everyone uses, so this card hits that pretty well, but Insectors don't, so everyone is at the moment thinking about wind-ups and Insectors, about how to deal with them, and this card doesn't really do much against both of them, but it does do a lot against the decks of now, especially like Infinities as well. So yeah, in the next format this card won't be as powerful because of the decks that are going to be in there, but it really depends on the ban list, really. I mean, if Oppression does come back, which I hope it does, but this card kind of shows that it might not, but if Oppression does come back, then I will be so happy, and it will definitely do a lot of damage against Insectors and wind-ups, pretty much every deck. Yeah, so Royal Prison does hit your side of the field as well, and it does work in decks that rely on special summoning or using their remove from play zone, like Levier can get around this card. So and like Rescue Rabbit, they can definitely use this card because they don't special summon from the grave. You know, they banish their rabbit, special summon two dinosaurs from the deck. They go into Lagia, they put their stuff in the grave, and then they can shuffle it back or something, whatever. Yeah, so that's pretty good. That's pretty much all I can say about this card. I mean, in terms of if it's going to be played or not, it really comes down to the person who holds it, like looking at it thinking, am I going to need this card for my deck? It's really nice in the way that a lot of the time you'll want to negate cards that special summon from the grave. So if you chain this card to something like Junk Synchron or Debris Dragon or Gishki Beast or anything like that that selects a target in the graveyard and special summons it, or also gets rid of Stardust, that's important, then it can the card will resolve without effect, so it'll just be left on the field. So it's basically like Veiling or Fiendish Chain, in that sense, except you can use it more than once, so that's really, really handy. But yeah, as I said, it's really up to the person who has to, if you got the card. And I have a feeling that this card is going to be a ultra rare, because it's probably going to be the ultra rare track that they're going to bump up because of it being so versatile. I can see it also being roughly about 15-20 pounds as well. So it's not going to be easy to get hold of it, but it's been very under the radar at the moment. But once it comes out, and if people start pulling it for backs and reading the card, they will understand that this card is really good. And yeah, so at the sneak, if you are going to the sneak on the 14th, 15th of January, I do strongly suggest that if you pull this card, don't trade it, and if you manage to trade this card for cheap, very, very good. So don't, yeah, and just wait until this card goes right up, because it is one of the best side cards ever made. It is amazing, and that's it for sides. So good against Dark War, completely destroys them. It's so Konami to like put an anti-structure deck card in the set after the structures come out, you know. So they push it forward with like Latinum of Dark War, which is not even that good, but Dark Smog, and then the next set after that they bring out a card that fucks them over. So yeah. But anyway, that's War Prison for you. Thanks for watching, guys. That's my review for today. Rate, comment, subscribe. Also refer, if you haven't got Swagbucks, you should refer to me on that, because helps me get Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Tell your friends and stuff. That's it really. So thanks for watching, guys. TCGLover out.